Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Balls in Your Face podcast. I'm Christian Rivera.
It's your boy Josh Ramos.
And I'm Azil Hernandez.
And today we got a special episode for y'all that follow us on the gram.
Always
follow our
episode.
socials. Always special. But this one's extra special for our supporters. If you follow us on the gram and you follow our socials independently or our collective channel, we posted a suggestion where it says, drop your hot takes down below. So guess what we're talking about today? We're talking about them hot takes. And I will say, some of them are a little spicy. Some of them I feel personal with me. But
some of them are out there. They're out there.
Some of them are very out there. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. So I'll be diving into that and want to go about it. But first of all, how y'all feeling today, man?
You know, it's a good day so far. You know, baseball season's out, so, you know, we're still getting into the flow of that. So, you know, at least we got sports going on still.
Yes, exactly. How you feeling?
I'm okay.
No mic stands vibes today. First time
Just bare hands, bare ass.
No.
First time you see us holding the mic.
I gotta get it going, man.
Stay tuned for the ladder. No.
So with that being said, though, we're gonna dive right into it, and we have a couple of hot takes to cover. So first hot take I'm gonna cover, coming from your boy Nate. DJ Moore being the most underrated wide receiver.
No.
What's y'all feeling on that? And just read a stat line real quick. Can you guys believe that? Okay, so DJ Moore, he came into the league in the last season that Cam Newton was quarterback. The last 3 seasons that he played from 2019 to now, he had 1,000-yard seasons every year. And I feel like it kind of goes unsung because they don't have a good team, and they also haven't had a good quarterback in there in a while.
Yeah, who's been their quarterback? Obviously, Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold was last year for some of it.
Yeah,
and then even you saw the guy from the...
PJ Walker.
Yeah, PJ Walker. And then he had the latter end of Cam Newton, not the good part. So his stats are pretty crazy. I will say, though, I'm surprised he doesn't reach the end zone much. He only has 4 touchdowns last year and the previous year and the previous year. I will say that what's crazy is that he had 66 receptions 2 years ago, and he put up more yards than last year. So his average was 18 yards a catch. Last year was 12 yards a catch. So what do you guys think about underrated, though?
As far as, because you said his red zone, like, he doesn't have a lot of touchdowns. I mean, if he has that a revolving door like a wrong quarterback, that makes sense. Like, obviously he's gonna get yards in between, but when it's time to score in the red zone, and then if he doesn't have a quarterback like that, that's why I guess his touchdown numbers are low. He's definitely one of the more underrated receivers. The way you see it, my mind works differently, because obviously NFL receiver, yes. My mind thinks fantasy football. And where I rank him as a fantasy football player. But he is underrated. But I got a couple other names that I was thinking about that's underrated. So what do you think about Tyler Lockett? Who do you think would be more underrated? Like, if you think about the spectrum, you think DJ Moore would be?
Yeah. Bro, the Panthers don't get no exposure, bro. Like, who do you talk about on the Panthers?
I mean, you did say he got the latter end of Cam.
No, but like, exactly. But Cam hasn't been there for the last 3 years. So it's like he's been putting up 1,000-yard seasons without Cam.
What about...
He had Teddy Bridgewater his first season. I remember
that. There we go. Teddy. I knew I was missing something. Okay, Teddy Bridgewater. It is what it is with Teddy. But what about...
I think your better debate, which you talked about before from the Chargers.
Keenan Allen? I was going to say, that was the other one I was going to throw
That's a better debate. Because when you look at it, you dive into the stats for Keenan Allen. He put up 1,000 yards last year as well. 6 touchdowns, 106 receptions. So this is all with Mike Williams, who had a breakout season this year.
Yes. I was going to say, this is the year that Mike Williams established himself as the number 2.
So I can definitely say it was like he's pretty underrated for what he does on a year-to-year basis. And now it's hard to say if he's the number 1 option right now and still putting up the numbers that he puts up. It's up there. I even seen things that people were saying that trading Keenan Allen away to try to get a new wide receiver. It was a talk. It's not happening, though. But it's because he's making a lot of money. They just paid Mike Williams. So it's like, what do you think about underrated?
I think he's perfectly rated. I don't think
Keenan or DJ?
No, DJ. I think bro, if you're putting up 14 touchdowns in a 4-year career, I mean, that's pretty disappointing.
It's fair. Fair.
Look at Keenan Allen. Alone in the past 2 years, he got 14 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I mean, compared to Keenan Allen, who you're saying that can be up for debate, that's underrated. Why would you take DJ Moore over Keenan Allen? I definitely think DJ Moore is perfectly rated where he's at. He's not underrated at all.
I got one more person that's underrated. Terry McLaurin. So his first year,
I don't think he's underrated. He's perfectly rated.
I think I think if he had a better quarterback, he would be up there. He's a number 1, but he would be up there, I would say, with the better.
But he's not
receivers.
underrated. Is like not hearing about them and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Everyone, bro, he has a nickname, Scary Terry. Bro, you don't get a nickname.
Oh yeah, like
DJ Moore don't have no nickname.
DJ Moore is DJ Moore.
Anybody named Terry is Scary Terry. Terry Rozier on the Celtics, they named him
That's
Scary
two people.
Terry. If your name is
Terry Bridgewater.
You mean Teddy? No.
I mean,
Anybody named Terry is gonna be Scary Terry. I don't know. I think McLaurin, he could get more love. He's definitely a low.
I think DJ is the most underrated out of everything you just said. Everyone we just said, I think DJ is. So I think that was a valid hot take. Jumping on to our next one. Our next one is going to be from the boy Jose. He says soccer players is the most conditioned players in any sport. So what do y'all think about that?
I think they have to. They play more than anybody else in the world. I mean, alone you see, like we were talking before about how we don't like soccer, but
Yeah.
it's literally the number one sport in the world, and they play their own regular season, Champions League, all that stuff. If they make it, World Cups, bro, they're playing for most of the year. Compare that to baseball players who play like 7 months out of the year. I mean,
not to mention the field too. You see how big the field is, and they're running back and forth.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Everything I think about soccer is just a big field and people running this way, running back.
it's basically
running this way,
basketball on
running
a
back.
football field.
Looking at it in perspective, the average miles ran in a soccer game is 7 miles.
God damn.
Between 7 and 10 miles. And to stack it up against the other sports, we got 2.5 miles for an NBA game.
Damn.
We got 1.25 miles for a football game.
That's actually surprising to me. You would think football would be harder than basketball and miles ran, because obviously it's a bigger field, but there's stoppage and play and stuff.
Exactly.
And obviously basketball it's more,
plays.
it's back and forth, so that's why it makes
What
sense.
about baseball? You got a stat for that?
I don't have a stat for
Wow.
baseball.
Average miles per game, 0.5.
Well, I will say though, my thing is that like prime example, when you look at football, like only certain people are running that. Like a quarterback's not gonna run that, linemen are not running that. And then probably with baseball, the outfield is probably run the most. And it's like, imagine you pitch a no-hitter game. Like there's not that much running that goes on, or too much at least.
All right, so my goal this episode is to be a devil's advocate. So what about boxing at MMA? So
What about it?
like as most conditioned athletes.
Yeah, but they don't play every day. They probably do 1 to 2 fights a year.
But I'm saying, do you see a lot of athletes that their cardio to train for the season is boxing?
That's facts.
Because it's like, bro, think about it. Like you're throw punches for 2 minutes straight. Just throw punches. And
Right
next,
now?
add that.
Right now?
Yeah, go. No. And then move around. And then on top of that, you have to do that for multiple rounds. So that's why, and it's MMA too. You got to do a lot of grappling and stuff. And you're tired. Like, I know you're going to say you're resting on the ground. Bro, you got to be moving a lot. So I don't know. I feel like MMA and boxers, they have to be pretty well conditioned too. So I would put them up there with soccer players.
I feel like that's probably the most like to stack up against soccer.
Yeah.
Like compared to any other sport. I don't know. They do take a lot of preparation and running a lot of miles to prepare for the fight and stuff
That's
like that.
Because it's like, it's a different type of conditioning. Like, obviously, you're not running, getting tired, but you're
they are
doing a
probably
lot more.
They are probably the most athletic like athletes.
Because I'm gonna say too, like you're not talking about like, oh, during a boxing match they do this many miles or something. He's just talking about being conditioned. Because the hot take was most conditioned. So I can see that. That's facts. Jumping into another one. So Denzel, shout out to the boy Denzel. He's brought up the Lakers coach Vogel getting fired. Is this one of the worst ways you've seen someone get fired in the NBA?
What, a report going out saying I haven't heard it, and then the next day, thank you.
No, I got an even better one.
I just think, okay, the worst part about what happened with Vogel is that like literally before he gets fired, he has to answer questions about him getting fired. And it's like, organizations don't do that. Like, you're not supposed to do that. Like, obviously everyone could tell what was going to happen, but it's like, just wait for it to happen. Then you disclose that, not leak it.
Reporters are dicks.
Bro, they leaked it. No, but
how do you feel about getting fired?
He's like, well, I'm gonna celebrate with my team today. Like,
yeah, but like it was like towards the end of the game too. Like it was still going on during the game, bro. When it came out, like he's gonna be fired tomorrow.
Somebody leaked. Yeah, we're gonna fire like tonight.
So look, I got an even better one. So Orlando Magic, Stan Van Gundy. He was the coach. They're interviewing him. There was friction. I want to say it was Dwight Howard's last year.
I remember this.
There was friction in the team. The reporters are asking him questions like, oh, like Dwight Howard said this, like that he didn't think like you were a good coach, like saying different stuff. And he's throwing shots at Dwight Howard. And in the middle, like they're talking about how him and Dwight Howard don't have a good relationship. Dwight Howard comes in smiling and gives him a hug. He's like, "What's up, coach?" Like that, hugs him while they're literally talking bad about Howard and stuff. That one was awkward. So
Dwight Howard didn't know.
Dwight Howard didn't know, and like what they were talking about is that how Dwight Howard wanted a coaching change and stuff. And I think like a couple days later, Van Gundy ended up getting fired. So like it wasn't because the Frank Vogel one, like they asked him like, "Oh, it's reported you're getting fired." So I mean, Van Gundy's wasn't to that point, but like it ended up happening. So that one was pretty awkward too. So like the way it's similar to the Vogel one, how reporters are asking questions and stuff, and like
because what Vogel said was he was like, they didn't tell me SHID. Like he literally just straight up said like they didn't tell me nothing. And he was like, I'm just gonna celebrate the win. And obviously they didn't win much, so I can see why he wanted to celebrate.
He was like, I ain't gonna be here.
No,
I ain't gonna be here.
And it's funny because Vogel, he seems like a nice guy. Like when they won the championship, like he's like that gee whiz guy. Like he's like, yeah, team, we did it or whatever. And then the fact you see him cursing, like he's like, they haven't told me anything. Like that was surprising. So that one was definitely, it was an interesting situation.
And with that being said, we're gonna dive into your hot take.
So I had to put my own suggestion in there. My hot take, and this is just gut feeling. I know. You know what? Let me just put it out there. I said that Tom Brady will play longer than LeBron, and I'm not talking about career wise because I know obviously Brady.
So not amount of years.
Yeah, not amount of years. I'm talking about from right now. So Tom Brady, he is 44, 45. He's gonna turn 45. LeBron is 37, turning 38. I think Brady, you're going to see him play longer than LeBron. And the reason I think that's a hot take is obviously LeBron, he's sticking around. There's rumors that he wants to play with Bronny and stuff.
He's going to play with Bronny.
Who knows how many years that is, like he ends up doing that.
Bronny's going to be one and done.
I'm one of the people, I think we could legit see Brady play for 5 more years. And do we really think we could... You don't think Brady will play till 50?
I don't think so.
Put it in perspective, this man just retired this past year. And then, yes, he did come back. But that means he's close to
What happens if he wins a championship? He's out. He's leaving on top. He doesn't want to leave on the bottom.
No, I don't think it's that. I think it's that. They say you want to leave under your own terms, like when you want to do it, like you're physically...
Exactly. He retired.
He retired without that.
He's the type that you got to drag him off the field. He'll have broken limbs and everything. Like, he's going to be there till you can't throw
if he
him.
breaks a limb, he's done. He's old.
Nah, bro. He's not going out until he literally can't. Until he looks like Ben Roethlisberger, he's not coming out.
Damn,
like, damn. No.
That's low. He doesn't want to look like that.
So what do you guys think about that? You think
I don't know. I think it's a hot take, but I don't think it's gonna happen personally. Because if we do the math right now, Bronny, well, he's a junior, about to be a senior.
Yep. And then he has to play 1 year college.
But he has to do one and done. Like, I feel like if he does 2 years, 3 years, there's no way LeBron's gonna be able to do that. But I would give it 3 more years until Bronny enters the league, hoping that everything goes right.
So LeBron's last season will be at 40.
You see, I feel bad for Bronny because they're talking about he has to be one and done. What if he's not ready for one and done?
He's not ready for one and done. They've even said it that he's not ready for one and done.
So is LeBron helping him or is he hurting him? This is a topic for another day.
But that's LeBron's standard, though. Like, that's just
who knows what LeBron's saying behind the scenes? Like, oh, you can go to college. I'm just saying, like, I want to play with you. Maybe LeBron wants to play for another 5 years.
Maybe LeBron goes to college.
Him being LeBron.
He's like, I said I wanted to play with him, so I'm gonna coach him.
Yeah, LeBron James. Bronny being LeBron James' son is enough. That's all it is. They would be rumored for him to be one and done to begin with.
Do you think it's enough to get him drafted?
I think
some teams.
For sure. And I just think LeBron is trying to help Bronny by saying this stuff, like hoping that teams will take a break on him or take a chance on him to draft him.
Yo, I would be pissed, bro. That's what Bronny said. Like, I want to make a name for myself. If LeBron's trying to say all that stuff and like, oh, I'll go to whatever team drafts Bronny. Bro, they're just gonna draft him so they get LeBron.
Yeah,
like
I was gonna say,
it's gonna increase ticket sales. It's gonna increase their chances to go to the playoffs.
I was gonna say it's hard.
LeBron on Detroit.
It's hard to make a name for yourself.
LeBron in Orlando.
It's hard to make a name for yourself when you got named LeBron. Like, he literally got named LeBron.
Bro, like, if Bronny gets drafted to Orlando, somehow, some way, they trade for a pick, bro. Like, LeBron said he would never go to Orlando.
The one thing that's not worrying me, but as a basketball player compared to Tom Brady's position, you gotta play offense and defense to run up the court back and forth. Tom doesn't have to do that. So assuming that he doesn't get a knock on wood, assuming that he doesn't get a drastic injury and stuff like that, I still don't see it happening. But
LeBron doesn't play defense.
I'm not talking about LeBron. I'm talking about Tom Brady.
LeBron hasn't played defense for 5 years, so they both play offense.
What are you talking about? Yeah,
because you said, I'm just throwing little digs at LeBron, you know.
Anyways, next hot take.
Stephon Diggs.
Shout out to the boy Sam. he would like to say that Trey Young is the best point guard in the NBA. So I'm gonna let you take it away.
It's because he's from Atlanta, bro.
Let me read his stat line real fast. So for this season, because I'm gonna go off this season, he actually did better this season than last season. He's averaging 28.4 points. He's averaging 38% behind the 3-point line, 46% from the field, and averaging 9.7 assists. Crazy stat line. It is a crazy stat line. Do you think he's the best point guard in the NBA?
So I saw a stat that he was the first player. His last year of college, he led the country in points and assists. This year in the NBA, I don't know if it was per game or total, but this year he led the NBA in total.
I think it was total.
It was total points and total assists, and he's the first player to do it like in college and in the NBA. That being said, if I'm starting a franchise, I'm still taking Steph over him. I'm taking John Morant over him. Who else am I? There's point guard is the deepest position. If I'm being completely honest, I'm taking LaMelo over him as a point guard. I would take LaMelo over Trey Young. 6'7",
right
not 6'7", a big point guard. That's the dream right there. Who else? Like I feel like there's so much young talent. I know I'm missing someone.
So just to compare the stat lines real quick, for John Morant this year is 27.4 points, so just a tad bit off. 34% from the three, but he's not known to be a 3-point shooter. 6.7 assists a game. I feel like the stats don't do us justice.
It's not.
Even
all
though
about
I'm not gonna play down Trey Young's stats. I just feel like it doesn't do it justice. Because prime example, I think John Morant has a better control of the game than Trey Young does personally. And then just of course I have to bring up Steph Curry. Steph Curry's averaging 25 points, 43% from the field. He's averaging less from the 3-point line than Trey Young. Trey Young's 38.2. Steph Curry's 38.0.
Does he have a year when he did 38.2 or more?
Oh, of course. He averaged 40%.
I'm taking Chris Paul over Trey Young. Like there's so many, and like I said, if you look at the per game, you're gonna be like, Chris Paul averages 16. This, bro. I'm taking Chris Paul like to lead a team. Like, bro, I'm taking Chris Paul over.
Yeah, sorry,
Trey.
my boy. I don't think he's the best point guard in the NBA.
Nice
the
try,
stats
though.
do look good. The stats do look good, but
They can be
I don't
deceiving.
know, like,
Atlanta bias.
Yeah.
what do you think?
No, I wouldn't take Trey Young.
He's probably the best point guard when he plays the Knicks. I will say that.
No, he be taking off against the Knicks.
That's what I'm saying. So he plays up when
Bro, I
his
saw
fastest
that. I saw that thing that Trey Young said. He's like, I live in their minds rent free. I was like, damn, bro.
Bro, they be turning up against him. I mean, he be turning up too. So I mean, he gives it back to them.
I be turning up too.
All right, so another hot take from the boy Nate. It's not really a hot take, honestly. Not saying it's a hot take because it's not real, but he just made a statement. He said the Chicago Bulls suck.
You see,
Damn.
the reason that's not a hot
Like
take,
right now or before or all
They suck.
time.
He just says they suck. The Chicago Bulls suck right
that's
now.
not a hot take because we know that already. Like
You're-
we know what they are right now.
So this man hit me up throughout the year, and he said that you guys are the 20. He said 2014 Atlanta Hawks. So
yo,
that hurts.
but think about it. When the season started, you were battling for one. You know, you were up there for a while. You know, you're going back and forth. What did you end up being, 6th? How did you drop down that low?
So I pulled up some stats. The Bulls before the All-Star break were 38-21. So put in perspective, they had 38 wins before All-Star break. After the All-Star break, they ended with 46. So they got 8 more wins, and yeah, they lost a lot more than they won after the fact.
That is.
But this is look at it, right? So obviously you can go one by one for different teams, what happened and stuff like that. We played the toughest schedule after the All-Star break, so played better teams. Obviously the stat out there about being we're 2 something against the top teams in the NBA or something like that. Yeah, we didn't play well against the top teams, I'm not gonna lie. But then we absolutely beat all the teams we were supposed to beat, and which is why we ended up where we ended up. Like, honestly, think about it. For us to be that bad against top teams and we still make the playoffs, even the bad teams beat the good teams. So it's like, it's very crazy that it happened. And I said it, and I'm still gonna say it. Lonzo was the catalyst of our team, and losing him really hurt. Lonzo initiated the offense. He played probably the best defense on our team. And at the same time, like I said, there was a lot of fast break opportunities that he provided, and without him being on the court, it's just not there like that. Because obviously, what everybody does now is that whenever Zach LaVine has the ball or DeRozan, trap him, make him pass it out, and hopefully someone else makes a play. That's all that's going on right now with Lonzo. What would happen when they would trap the DeMar or Zach, pass it out to Lonzo? Lonzo was shooting almost 40% behind 3, and without that hurts a little bit. But Right now we do suck. I ain't gonna lie. We faced the Bucks in the first round, so I'll be happy if we win one.
I got a hot take. Bucks sweep.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's my hot take right there. The Bucks will sweep you.
I think we'll take away a game. Have to for the culture, for the city.
But you're saying one game? Like,
Game. I'll be happy with one game, bro.
Bro,
You seen the
one
way
game?
you be seeing the way we've been playing, bro.
But
We have not
one
been playing
game-
good. I'll be
one
happy with one game.
And
Listen,
Lonzo's still out, right?
you got Lonzo's
He'll be out
He's
the
down
whole
for the season,
bro.
You got to think about it though. We haven't been to the playoffs in 5 years. This is a perfect stepping stone. We made it to the playoffs. Okay, now the expectations rise next year. I ain't gonna lie. If you look back at our mid-season, who I said was gonna come out, I said the Bulls. That was assuming that Lonzo was coming
Yeah.
back. Lonzo ain't come back, bro.
he said the Bulls versus Memphis in the finals.
I still got my eyes on Memphis to come out from the West. So
Not the Bulls though.
not the Bulls no more, sadly. But that is what it is. And then you got a hot take, my boy.
Steph Curry top 10.
That's top 10 all time.
Yeah, I was gonna say top 10 what? Like in the NBA right now?
Top 10 all time.
That's tough. That's tough. The main problems with it is obviously.
And I know
who's
they
in the
just
top
came
10.
out with that list and we did a video on the list. So like, but Steph Curry top 10.
Was he in your top 10 on that list?
No, we did a QB
No.
list.
When you
that
did- when
that
you
was
did
the
your-
top 75 list.
Yeah, but when you do your re-ranking.
Well, we didn't really re-rank like that.
Oh yeah, well yeah, we just
Yeah, we just moved around the list a little bit. I wouldn't put him on the top 10 personally. I think it's tough for him to be on the top 10.
What do you
with
think his ranking is in that top 75?
definitely top 20.
He's between 20 and 10.
So look it up though. Look it up and see where
On that
exactly
list?
he's at. Yeah.
Well, okay. Explain the reasoning for why he's top 10.
I'm asking you, is he top 10?
No, you're saying that he's top 10 though.
I'm saying he's top 10 of all time. He's better. No.
So the argument for him, he revolutionized the game. The way the game is
Yeah,
played.
exactly. With the threes, he
So like I said, so for me, I think about
number 15. That's pretty close.
I think about groundbreaking. So Shaq, Wilt was the first one that broke that ground as the most dominant. Every time you hear the most dominant player, you hear Wilt, and then you hear Shaq. But Wilt always came first. So when you look at the rankings, Wilt was in that same ESPN list. Wilt was ranked 5. Shaq was, I believe, 11 or 12.
Pretty close to Steph.
If you asked me, I would take Shaq over Wilt. But the reason why Wilt is but higher is because, like I said, the groundbreaking. So Steph,
But Will was playing back in the day.
yeah, well, and that's what I'm saying. Since he was the first to do it, like the first that we saw be that dominant, that's why he gets the edge over Shaq, and that's why he's so high. So, like, the reason I feel like Steph Curry is moved up higher because he was groundbreaking. We never saw somebody come in and start shooting threes like the way he did, and he's number 1 on the list now. And how many more is he gonna hit? And who knows? Maybe in the future, the way the game is played now, because like I said, the way he changed the game, there's gonna be a kid somewhere that he's gonna come in. First season, maybe might hit 300 threes. Like, and that was a number that when Steph hit 300 for the first time in a season, I was like, wow, like that's crazy. Like,
Who's the main 3-point shooter before Steph Curry?
like in history,
Reggie Miller.
it was Reggie Miller,
Allen.
Ray Allen, but it took them. James Harden is gonna pass them. So like,
Yeah.
I think James Harden passed Reggie. James Harden just passed Reggie
Yeah, he
recently,
did.
and it's like Reggie was number 1 literally not like 10 years ago. So, like I said, Steph is gonna, in my opinion, he's gonna be moved up because of what he's done. In
So do you think at the end of his
revolutionizing
career he'll be top 10 of all time?
He has to go win another
If he's
ring.
15?
and he has to win it with the team that he has.
if he wins another ring and he gets Finals MVP,
Like this playoff series, like he's about to go into, like this is probably the most important or one of the most important for him, because in the middle of them winning the first championship, they got Kevin Durant, and then him playing along with Kevin Durant. He didn't even win a Finals MVP yet. Like KD took it, and then Iguodala took it. So it's just a matter of him finding that little niche with himself. Because honestly, he's had bad games too in playoff like history, but. I think the main reason why he won't be top 10 is just because the people ahead of him. I don't see him jumping Shaq. I don't see him jumping Tim Duncan.
What if he wins?
I don't
3
see him
more
jumping
championships?
Kobe. Kobe was what, 10?
Kobe was 11.
He was. I don't see him jumping. Yeah, no, that's tough.
So,
That's
but what
tough.
if he wins 3 more championships?
I mean, that's a
I say if he wins 1, then it helps him a lot. Like just winning 1. So
what, he got
let
3?
alone 3. He has 3.
I mean, it's hard for me to. I don't see him getting 6.
I don't know. That's tough. He is a unanimous MVP, which that hasn't happened.
Yeah, that he was the first one. I mean, You could argue there's probably should have been a couple in the past.
Yeah.
I think Shaq was the closest one. I think he got 99%. I think one person voted against him.
Wow.
Yeah,
But
I don't see him jumping.
I'd feel like garbage if I was that one person.
Oh no, they did it on purpose. There's not. I forgot what year it was, but they're like, yeah, they did him.
They're like Shaquille O'Neal. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I know. I really do feel reckless now that I got bleeped the first time.
So with the last hot take coming from your boy, the man himself, nobody had a baseball hot take. You guys are trash. Because guess what? The Yankees are going to be first in the AL East.
Yeah.
That's not even a hot take.
That is a hot take.
It's going to be a 4-way tie in the
That shouldn't even be
AL
a hot take when you buy your whole damn team.
That's not. Oh yeah, who did we buy this past offseason?
Oh, this past offseason.
All right, that's
What
what the
about
team. That's the
last
team that's
offseason?
there. Who's on our payroll right now that we bought?
Garrett Cole.
Uh huh.
You're about to pay Aaron Judge. I don't know how you have money to pay him.
Garrett
He
Cole's a
came up through our
cheater.
system.
Garrett Cole's a cheater.
What about Stanton? You didn't. You
Stanton
traded.
is
You
garbage.
traded
for Stanton?
Yeah, you traded for that big contract.
Somebody else gave him that money.
How can you afford it?
What do you mean? How can we?
Why do you think
afford
they
it?
traded him? They
Why
couldn't
you
afford
got-
it.
Okay, who else? Who else? Like we traded for this player. We didn't even get him in free agency.
Okay.
Joey Gallo?
So we traded for him as well.
I know, but he's garbage.
But all these players, you're saying that we bought the team.
Yeah, but you guys can't. You guys can't be first if all you do is strike out.
Chapman.
All right, so yeah,
Chapman,
explain to me why we won't be first.
Chapman.
Explain to me why we won't be first.
Chapman.
There's three better teams in the Yankees.
Who's better
right
than
now.
us?
The Blue Jays, the Red Sox, and the
Tampa?
Rays.
The Red Sox are not better than us. I
The
have an
Red Sox
argument.
are better than.
I think
Okay.
realistically, the Blue Jays have a chance to be first, but I'm not scared of them. I'm not scared of Tampa, and I'm not scared of Boston.
So my thing is, why do you think you're better than us? Than Boston?
because I just saw us take a series against y'all.
I saw last year you guys win 8 straight games against us and lost the game that mattered. Lost the game that
You
mattered.
guys were playing better
game.
last year.
One game.
Bro, we're not going to talk about the first series of
Exactly,
the season.
but my
and say-
point is from my eye test. This is a hot take, by the way. This is a hot take.
Yeah, you're on
Remember,
fire
it's a
right
hot
now.
take.
Yeah.
From the eye test, I like
Josh,
the way
calm
we
down.
look. I like the way we look. I like the way our pitchers look. The problem is if we can hit. That's the only
Nestor.
problem.
Not
Yeah.
Nestor.
Nasty Nestor, and he's our last guy on
Josh
the
is-
rotation.
You just like him
Yeah.
because he looks like you.
Judge is
You're
gonna
right.
look, Judge is gonna look good in a different uniform next year.
Yo, that's why he wants him on the Red Sox.
Bro,
I would
he
not
doesn't
take
want
it.
him.
Even
Red Sox,
Aaron
but he
Judge
wants
doesn't
him.
want to be on the Yankees.
I would
bro.
not take him.
I don't want Aaron Judge.
when he's not on the Red Yankees.
I'd rather have
then I'll
Giancarlo
take
Stanton
that.
on the Red Sox than damn Aaron Judge.
He plays better in your field.
Yeah.
We don't want none of your players. You can keep them.
I don't need them because we're gonna finish first.
How many
anyways.
Yankees players comes from the Yankees to the Red Sox?
No one, bro. I can't.
Whitlock.
Or vice versa.
Evaldi. He was on the
And
Yankees.
Evaldi. Damn, our top pitchers are coming from the Yankees.
No, but-
Evaldi came from the Yankees.
Yeah.
Well, he was at other teams too, but
He was
played for the
yeah.
Yankees.
But I mean, Ellsbury, Red Sox. He goes to New York. Oh, you bought
Johnny
him,
Damon.
Damon,
Johnny Damon. So Yanni is
Darnell McDonald.
You're lucky.
For those OG fans.
I'm still mad at you that we gave you Babe Ruth. I'm still mad about that.
Yeah. This is almost like 100 years ago, but
I hold grudges. Okay.
But yeah, with that being said, that wraps up the hot takes. Appreciate all
Hot
the hot takes that were
takes.
dropped down below, man. Please make sure you stay on top of that because we will be doing this again, whether it's hot takes or any suggestions
hot takes
or special topic videos.
hot takes.
Nah, this is a really dope episode. If y'all got any more suggestions, definitely be on the lookout. Definitely want to answer some of your questions. We'll give you a shout out if you want to leave any comments in there. So, if you want to comment, support your hot take that you gave, comment in our section and we'll definitely take a look at it.
Comment on a new hot take so you can see it on next hot take episode.
Exactly. And with that being said, I just want to make sure that I give the shout outs to the people once again. Shout out to Jose, Nate, Sam,
We had another Nate.
Denzel,
We had 2 Nates in there.
and then everybody else that we didn't disclose the name of. Shout out to y'all, man. Make sure, though, if you want to be included on the next one, comment down below. Or follow us on the Ballsy Face Podcast on Instagram, Ballsy Face Podcast on TikTok, and BIYF, the podcast, on Twitter.
And with that being said, I am Christian Rivera.
It's your boy Josh Ramos.
And I am Lazio Hernandez.
Bye.